So I've had this game for quite some time, and the reason why I've dug it up is that I've been to my favourite second-hand bookshop and I came across these novels by David Weber, Stephen White, which is actually based on these. I've actually got ebooks for these, and but to actually have the physical books really made me happy. Now I got the original. Now this is obviously by Task Force Games. This is the box set that they shows you, which was, when was this one produced? Does it have a date on the back? No, but you can see includes Starfire. So this was the first one by Stephen Cole, and that. So but yes, it was one of my favourite games that I can remember playing. Well, one of the first ones that I got anyway was Starfire, but they were originally like this. I've sadly lost my Starfire, the first one. I've had sadly many floods in my with Brisbane, and but this was the first. Well, this is the second book anyway. So, but these were the size of the books, and they were quite good. Do we have a? Trying to see if I've got a date when these were produced. So there you go, 1980 was Starfire 2. I'm presuming that the first one was either same date or possibly a little bit earlier, I would think it is, but Starfire 2 from memory brought in sorry, I've got additional bits and pieces here. But, so it stands as a complete system on its own, which was nice. So you didn't need to have the first one, which was quite nice. So yeah, so as you can see, the book itself has starred well. Starfire 3 was what my friend, sadly, who's no longer with me, Shane, he really enjoyed, was the fact that it was for Empires, and it was a complete campaign system. And there we go, David Weber. And if you know who David Weber is, he's the one who did the Hannah Harrington series. And when was this one? 1981. So and there you go, the design credit. Sorry for the shadow. But there you go. Yes. But yeah, it was. So they were those. Then we had the Starfire game, which was obviously the bigger book that I've got. Sadly, a little bit of stain here and there, but the books. So I was really happy to actually pick this up because, as I said, I'd lost the first one, and the game system is really simple in the fact that you run with the ship's schematics are all done with letters. And when S is for shields, so you've got X number of shields, then you've got armour, hull, and you've got all the other bits and pieces which I can't quite recall offhand at the moment. I haven't played this game for quite some time. And when you've got certain weapons that will skip shields, you've got some weapons that skip armour, and it's, you know, a really, really simple game that I can remember playing the hell out of during the 80s. And the fact that you can, here you go, you can create whole characteristics and cost. You can build your own ships. with the hull costs and the available spaces. So that's how much space you had to be able to build your ships. And then you had all the tech levels that allowed you to build, and then you had scenarios that built things accordingly. So that was and you know, the fact that I actually had an index that worked, which I can recall was in itself quite good. Then they had Strike Fighter, which was the fighters that they introduced into the game. So you got the two systems in there. Then they released a this was in a then I managed to pick up New Empires, which was, I think it was like in a Ziploc bag type game, which was the, I think from memory, the next version of Empires. And again, it's once again showing its age, but you know, we really liked it back in the day. You know, a lot of people don't like complicated game systems, but you know, really no more complicated than any other sort of, you know, game system that you want to play. So, you know, here was the Empire. Oh, geez, well, here's the Empire map with all the systems. It's still showing its age. It's not too bad. That's right. Yes, the only way we could get Ziploc bags in those days was when you went to the bank and you got yes, you got money bags. That was what we did, I suppose, back in the early days. Was that, and of course it just shows you I've still got my. Oh, I haven't even punched these out. I must have used Shane's. We must have used my friend's version of the game to play. So. But yes, it's so that's, of course, anyone who's played Starfleet Battles or any of the other Task Force games, that was here's the ubiquitous board that was fairly standard in all their games. Then with the New Empires, that's the, you know, the maps quite large and two-part. Yeah, it's two-part. So there's a two-part map. So you've got a space-time clock for both sides. So yeah, so there you go. This is one of my favourite space combat games that is not too complicated. And you know, if you haven't tried it, I think it's worth playing. Certainly the in my opinion, the early edition is. The later ones get far too, I don't know, I had a look at them. They seem to be a bit complicated to me, but there you go. That's my Starfire. Look, the book's worth a read. So anyway, thanks for watching.